Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Now I know you see all those kites flying and all those Easter baskets, so you know what time it is. We're making fish cakes. We are making one of Bermuda's famous recipes, so let's jump right into it. So the first thing what you're going to want to do, guys, you're going to want to soak your codfish. So for this recipe, we're using 1.5 packets of codfish. You can use more if you choose to. Personally, I like potato cakes, guys, but we're going to be making fish cakes today, okay? So we're going to use 1.5 packs of codfish soaked overnight. So since my codfish is already soaked, what we're going to do, we're going to peel our potatoes. For this recipe, we are going to be using 5 to 6 potatoes. We're just going to peel and cut, and then we're going to boil our codfish and our potatoes together. So I'll be right back. So we're going to make our sauce for our fish cake. So the first thing what you're going to need, you're going to want to cut some parsley. So guys, you can use either the fresh parsley or you can use our Durkee parsley, dry parsley flakes. It's up to you. So I'm going to use about half a bunch of parsley. Take my knife. You don't want to use the ends to your parsley. So my trick to cutting up parsley, I always bunch it up so that I get everything all together. And once it's chopped like that, you can just go over with a rough chop. I put my hand on top of my knife and then I just go over roughly, just to get it a little bit smaller. And there's your parsley. So I'm just gonna push this to the side of my chopping board, because we're going to cut up our onions next. So the next thing we're going to cut is 2 whole onions. So to cut your onions, guys, I always cut off the top part, and once that's cut off, bottom as well, and then I just pull my knife and then I peel it back. Like so. We're going to cut our onion in half. And then once cut in half, we're going to follow these grooves on our onion. You can cut it in half again, or you can cut it in half before and then do the grooves. Either or works perfectly fine. So once like that, we're going to fine dice our onions. So we're just gonna go down with our knife. And I have a lot of people asking what happens when your onion looks like this. So when it looks like this, I just chop it in slices, and then I turn it and then go over that. All right guys, tips to cutting your onions. How not to cry: sharp knife. You have to have a sharp knife. If not, you will cry. This being because when you do cut your onion with a dull knife, the juices will just slowly, gradually come up into your face. With a sharp knife, it's quick and easy. So my codfish and my potatoes are finished boiling. What we're going to do, we're going to strain this out, and then I'll be right back. So the next thing what we're going to do, we're going to make our sauce for our fish cakes. So we have our 2 onions cut up. We also have our parsley that we did chop up. What we're going to do, we're going to put it into our pan so we can cook it for about 5 minutes. So for this, you're going to need 1 whole stick of butter. Also, what you're going to need is the onions put into our pan. our parsley, also all of our seasonings. So we have about 3 tablespoons of garlic powder in here, also 1 tablespoon of pepper flakes. We also have half a tablespoon of curry powder. Okay, so the last thing what we're going to add is our thyme. So you can use about, I want to say about 20 stalks. The more thyme, the better. Obviously, you know me, I love thyme, come on. I would chuck this whole thing in there if I could, but about 10 to 20 sprigs of thyme. You can also use dried thyme if you have that on hand. So the trick to peeling thyme, as you see the leaves are going upwards, we're just gonna pull it downwards so that all the leaves come off. And if you want to be lazy, you can just chop off the bottom, pull it together, and then just finely chop all of it. And then go over it again. Like so. And put your thyme in your pot. So we're gonna put our pan on about medium-high heat, and we're just gonna let that saute for about 5 minutes till you see your onions very nice and caramelized. It smells so good. Okay, so since we have finished our mixture for our fish cakes, what I have done, I have added our codfish and our boiled potatoes to a mixing bowl. We're going to add our mixture into our bowl and then add 1 cracked egg. And now we're going to crack 1 egg. So now that our fish cakes are completed, we're just gonna dip the mixture into some flour, shape them up, and then we're gonna fry them. So for my fish cakes, I like them a little big. I don't like those little small little petite fish cakes because what am I gonna do with that? So for my fish cake, I like to put my thumb at the top, and then what I do, I just move it around in a circular motion with my middle finger and my thumb just to make a quick shape so that it looks like so. And then I'm just gonna dip it in flour and then shape it again. And then place to the side. So you're gonna get as much fish cakes as you can out of this batter. So for this recipe, guys, do not be afraid to get your hands dirty. I don't wanna see no gloves. This is straight tradition right here, okay? So we're gonna shape it. So I have to give my props to shaping my fish cakes to Chef Harvey Bascom. He did actually teach me how to shape my fish cakes properly. I used to make about 500 to 1,000 of these a time for Sunday brunch. So now that my fish cakes are all shaped and ready, we can get to frying. Let's go. So we're going to turn our pan onto medium-high heat again. We're going to add a little bit of Filippo Berio olive oil into our pan just to fry up our fish cakes. You don't need too much oil, it's just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. So we're going to put our fish cakes in our oil now that our oil is hot enough. And rule number 1, do not overcrowd your pan. Now we're just going to flip them. Beautiful. These look so good. Oh my gosh. So now that these are complete, we're just going to put this onto a drying rack. You can always use a tissue paper and a plate, you know, classic, but we're going to use a drying rack today. And there you have it, guys. Lovely fish cakes. I hope you guys have a great holiday and be safe. And I hope you enjoy these fish cakes as much as I am right now.